All right. We are being recorded now, so everything that is coming to the whiteboard, to the chat, or what I will be sharing my slides and this video from my camera with sound will be recorded, and you can watch this also later on. Very nice sunshine coming for our session. And people log in at the moment. Welcome everybody. Very nice to have here. At the moment we have 8 participants. So we have space for 50 in total. Last weekend, last Sunday, when we had this first session of mine, my very first online session ever that I hosted. So there we had actually 51 people in total, but it was 39 people at the most joining the session at the same time. So somebody had technical problems, somebody had just time for a short time to be there. And actually, yeah, sorry, I thought it was sunshine, but it was Corona coming to our session. COVID-19 also here. Stay there. We have now some protecting screens here in between, so we won't get caught during the session. All right. Cool. 1 more minute with whiteboard, and then I'll download it, and then we start with the slides. So if there's something is not ready yet, then there's time to finish. But I think actually seems that all the drawings and pictures and text are ready, so we are ready to go. So now, yes, I got the whiteboard saved down, and it's time to move for the presentation. Cool. So we have here the chat, which you can use during the session, and all the questions we will take at the end of the session. I will use some surveys here in between during the session. I want to make it a bit like interactive that way, so I also get some point of views from your side. And for me, this is now the second session that I host with Click Meeting, and in total it's my 3rd time participating a Click Meeting session. But let's see how it is with you, since I think that not everyone has tried this tool earlier, and of course we want to make it as easy as possible for all of you. So when we move on to the next slide, you can now choose on your device there. Is this your first Click Meeting session? Click yes, or if not, then click no, or if you're not sure, click I don't know. Not all have clicked yet. This is a training now. Let's learn how to use this tool. So just click where you find the correct alternative for you. We have quite many who are now using this for the first time, but I will count to 5 and then I close this voting. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And now you should see the results. Sorry. So 7 of you having the first Click meeting session. Welcome, especially for you. And then 3 of you have earlier experience also from this tool. Everybody knew which one to choose, so good. Cool, all right. Then we move on back to the presentation. And before going on to the theme of today, bridge the gap. So let's check a little bit how well you know some JCI knowledge. So really, I'm here. What sectors should JCI unite? You can choose even many options in this question. Business, government, NGOs, something else. And if you want to say something else, so put that answer to the chat, please. And we have more and more people coming to join this session. Welcome, everyone. We are doing the first surveys here in the beginning, checking how well you have some basic JCI knowledge here at the beginning. And it seems that you know quite well these things. Again, I will count to 5 before closing this voting. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And now sharing results. So many of you voted for business, government, and NGOs. I don't see any other comments on the chat at this moment, but that sounds good, what you're thinking about here. So we will close that one and go back to the slides again. So the theme, official theme for 2020 for JCI International, between where we are now and where our goals are. So we should do something about it, that what we have planned to do, and that we really get to the point what we wanted to do during this year. So that is the official clarification for the theme. And if you think then the long-term strategic positioning statement, what JCI has in our strategic plan, and the goal there, what we have put until 2030. So still 10 more years to reach this gap, bridge that gap. So there, our goal is that JCI will be the organization that unites all sectors of society to create sustainable impact. And as it says there, all sectors of society. So yes, you had good thoughts there at the survey right before, so that it's all sectors, businesses, NGOs, and then the government side. Everything working towards one direction, then we will do good and sustainable solutions and decisions for our communities and for the whole world. Great. So the official one, this one, but then the topic for this session was that bridging the gap also in Jenni's own words. So when I started to think about really this theme already at the end of last year. Yes, how to bridge the gap. And now let's see what I found there. So as a JCI Vice President, when I'm assigned to 7 countries in Europe this year, so my job is to bridge the gap between JCI International and all of you. And now I know that I have here audience also from other countries than my assigned ones, which are, by the way, JCI United Kingdom, JCI Scotland, JCI Ireland, JCI Malta, JCI Italy, JCI Cyprus, and JCI Moldavia. So, of course, bridging the gap between JCI International and all of you JCI members from wherever you are. So it's not the meaning that the headquarter or JCI board of directors, they are just some people somewhere far away. No. We, me, and all of our board of directors and the headquarters staff, we are for you, for all of our members. So whatever you have challenges or you want to ask something or get inspired or whatever, so you can always contact us. We are there only for you. And when I had a chance to already do some of my travels this year, at the beginning of the year, I have wanted to meet as much people as possible, the national board members, the local presidents, and the most important people in our organizations, the members. So to get to know each other, to tell the things that they don't know about JCI yet, to be there to bigger and bigger. And well, nowadays, when we have the situation that we cannot travel so much, and I have had to cancel so far 3 of my trips, and will be canceling even more, unfortunately. So now these online sessions is one way to bridge that gap, to be international even at home. And of course, this is also not just a negative thing, it is a fantastic possibility. I would never ever have had the idea to have this kind of sessions if I wasn't forced to this way when missing something else. But now we can offer this opportunity to learn new things and get inspired by these videos also to others than who would have been present in the events that I would have visited. Of course, I'm really wanting to do more visits, and I'm sure that we will be able to do this later on again. But yes, now you know a little bit that I really like the international part of JCI, one of our 4 pillars, the areas of opportunity. But I'd like to also know how international JCI member are you? There. So let's take another survey. There. So start voting again. We have now in this poll, we have a couple of questions. So first, do you have JCI friends abroad? Yes or not yet? I don't like the alternative no, actually. Participated a JCI event abroad? Also here, yes or not yet. So I really recommend people to do that one day. Have you participated an international online JCI event before tonight? Also interesting to know. And have you attended an international JCI event in your country? So if internet have arrived from abroad to you, also a question there. And quite many already voted. I will again count to 5 before closing the vote. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Great. And sharing the results. So we have here quite international people joining. I'm really happy to notice that. And now we also have some comments in the chat. Keep them coming, even that I maybe won't be able to react on them directly during the session, but at least afterwards or at the end, we'll get back to them. But those who clicked not yet to any of the questions, just wait a minute. You will get international friends. You will get their international parties. Fantastic in JCI. Great. By the way, at this moment, in the same place where you write to the chat, I think you should see a hand sign there. And if you, that's a status. If you want to put a thumb up, a person, you can put your thumb up at the moment. But then remember to clear your status also at some point, so then you can put the new mark on again. So agree, disagree, at least those we can use during the session. Cool. There we have some thumbs up. Great. Okay. Learning to use Click Meeting better and better. It has fantastic things that we can do here together. Okay, but we move on. Something else where we can bridge the gap. The plan and the action. Yes, we all have our plan of actions. There is one for JCI internationally. There is hopefully one plan of action for you in your national organization, and then also on the local organization, an own plan of action, what to do this year, clear steps for that. And the plan of action as a document, whether it's a paper or slideshow or whatever, Trello board, it's nice to have, but it's not the meaning of the plan of action that it's only a document. The meaning of the plan of action is that it really becomes action. So when you have written the version that was elected and confirmed and decided to take into use in your election, at your plan of action once more, make so concrete actions, put them to your calendar, so that you really then at the end of the year can feel proud that yes, we did it, and not just you, but together in your organization. And it's good to notice that when you have put, I don't know how many goals or things you have in your plan of action to be done, don't start everything at once. We have the whole year time. We still have 9 more months to go. So you don't have to start everything at once. And it's better, I would say, to plan a little bit what to do here now, starting the quarter number 2, what to do during that, what will be more summer activities, and especially now when we have to do the things online. So it might be worth checking once more that, okay, how do we adapt those plans into action in this status of the world where we now are at. I would really warmly recommend that read your plan of action, that level plan of action where you are acting in your role this year in JCI. Read it at least every quarter. So now would be the time to read it once more when entering April and adjust, because life happens. I know my experience in JCI, for example, when the next year's plans will be done, finalized, there will be new things coming up during the year. Well, check the world today. Nobody knew in October last year that we would be in this kind of situation at this moment. So we really need to make some amendments during the year, make some changes, maybe adjust, twist a little bit so that we get to the point where we want it to go. Or do we have to do something totally different things now when we have maybe a very need for new kind of projects that we didn't know of a couple of months ago? So yes, the plans can be changed, but also systematically. Life will happen. Doesn't matter how good plans you have, there might be one email coming that might change the whole picture. One phone call and you're screwed. But don't worry. Let's check how the situation is where you are at. So another survey coming up again. And do you know the JCI plan of action? Sorry, the next one here. So do you know the 2020 JCI plan of action? You can click all that you know of, the international, national, local, or and also last autumn. That was the latest time. Or when you elected that plan of action, or you have been going through it with your board at the beginning of the year, or on your own now during the first months of the year. And also, I don't give you any more options here because yeah, I know this might be a tough one. You maybe would have wanted to answer something else that you actually do know, if you're being honest. But it's a good time of the year if the wake-up call comes right now that we should really check. Okay, we still have some people who haven't voted yet, but I will again count to 5 and let's see how many answers we get. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So ending the voting and sharing results. So, wow, fantastic. 5 of you knows that there is, or you know, the international plan of action, and also 5 of you have been reading the national organization's plan of action, and also 5 is aware of the local ones, what is really happening there in your own community. But also some people were really yes, some people have been really active there to go through those plans. And let's see what happens after this session, if you will take a look at them again. Cool, thank you for answers. And let's go back to the slides. So then, something more to bridge the gap with. Okay, we have now the plan of action, and we were bridging the gap from there, from the plan to action. So really, we need to make the steps to make things happen. But then the next step here, I would say, bridging the gap between the action and communication. Communication, information, news, sharing, however, I would put it now under communication term. So that is a very crucial part of JCI, in my experience. I've been in both in a local level, information officer, actually in 2 local organizations, and been in national level, national information officer in JCI Finland, and then also making sure in my projects where I've been working with, and also this year in the board of directors, both in the European level and for the international one, that we really need to take care of the communication, because it is true, sad but true, that whatever fine and nice projects we do, whatever fantastic events we organize, but for the member who don't get informed about it, that didn't know that, oh, there was a European conference in my Finland at that time, in Turku 2008, and I wasn't so well aware about it. So for me, it seemed that nothing happened. But yeah, the communication needs to go to all of our members, all those who we want to reach, our partners, the potential members, if we want to grow our organization, but we don't tell anybody about it. How can we wait for other kind of results than what our actions are playing with? Yes, so make sure that you are visible and use your voice, also within JCI and outside the organization. One thing that can happen, I have experience also from the local board, that the local board is really active, and then they think that they have informed everything to the members because they know everything. They have been sharing information. The treasurer has told everybody in the board what is the situation in the bank account, and the local president has been informing the information that comes from the region or from the national level, even from the international. And then we have the membership director who is telling that, yes, we have this many members and we are planning to get more. But if they don't communicate to the members outside of the board, they think that there's nothing happening in our local organization. Somebody might leave the organization. Why? That's because it's not active enough. But the information is really crucial part here. So I hope that in your organizations, in all levels, it works. And at least after this, when you put it behind your ear, that, okay, yeah, maybe have to think about it a little. To the community, might be a very good tool also to get new members in when you remember to be open with this. Good. Now we have here some thumbs up again. No thumbs down. Okay. Good, you're with me. Okay. It's time for another survey. I want to know your thoughts. How well does the communication work? And here we go. So tell honestly of situation in your JCI experiences. As a member, I as a member feel informed well on the local, national, international level of JCI. How does it feel? This is good feedback also for me. What should we do, for example, in the local or in the European level, but also I will send the news and the feedback forward to the headquarters. Somebody? Okay, I won't tell yet. I will again count to 5 before going to the results. So ending the vote on 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and how important information is, and it is working well in your organizations, local and national, especially the international part. We need to make it a bit better, but I will take this message with me. So thanks for the feedback. And somebody might also want to give the feedback on directly to the level where you see that there's a need for improvement. I think the local board, the national board, might be interested in hearing that how everything is not working so well, that they might be thinking when they are inside the communication circle, but you are not. So I think giving the feedback now, when they still have 9 more months to go this year, that might be a very welcomed message also to make improvement now and not just in some report at the end of the year. So give them another chance, help them to be better. Cool. Okay. So then something else that we could bridge the gap with. Okay, now we already are at the end of the March, but still it might be the case that the persons this year who are holding some kind of positions are not so well, how could I say, mastered yet in their positions. For example, me, I have only been 3 months JCI year, as in JCI always do 1 year in different positions, 1 year to lead, as we say. And when we know everything at the end of the year, when we have been working hard the whole year, and then we would be ready to do that once more, because now we know what to do. But no, it's the time to move on and give the space for the next one who comes after us. Give them the same learning opportunity what we got a year before. But to be hand in hand. Now this physical distancing, but socially and mentally we need to be close to each other. So this handover is really important thing in JCI and in everywhere. Also our workplace, when entering a new job, the workplace or a new position in our work. So we might need some handover. Supporting those who already know for the new ones to get the best possible start, and also helping throughout the year. And actually, also this time of the year might be a good reminder that, if I got my handover for this position in, let's say, November or December, would it be a good time now to check a little bit, take a contact again with that person who was in my position last year and check that, hey, okay, now I have done this and this and this. Really, if you are taking care of the money for your JCI organization, the treasurer work is really interesting if you only have handover at the end of the year, at the end of the year before you start. So that when you do the ending of the economic books over 1 year later, I think that more handover might be useful there. At least for me, it has been when I have been in that kind of positions. I think also those persons who have done the job earlier in JCI or otherwise, I think they only feel good if you clear contact every now and then and ask, hey, what's your opinion of this? I have now this kind of new challenge. What would you do? Or what did you do when you had the same situation earlier? It's not bad to use help. I think it's only brave to use that, to show that I'm not an expert. I'm happy to hear your opinion about it. Good. All right. Well, I'd like to know, how is it with now in your JCI journey? How is the handover going on there? Also, 2 questions in this survey. Did you give a good handover after finishing a position in JCI? Think about the situation when you last time stepped forward from another position. So, or did you, maybe it has been a situation that you didn't have any person who came after you, so you just wrote some reports instead, or then life happened and you didn't have a chance for it. And then another question, when you started some position in JCI, maybe the one you're now at or some earlier one, did you get a good handover? And also here, yes, or something at the beginning of that time, or then you were not offered support. And I'm counting to 5 again. Actually, now I use my home language, Swedish. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So ending the voting and sharing results. So at least you have tried to do good handover. I'm proud of you all. Good job. And somebody put also in writing. And then, unfortunately, quite many of you think that you didn't get so much support, or only maybe something at the beginning. So of course, when we want to be the change we want to see, what to do that we can be worth those sentences. We can only start changing ourselves. So whenever you have the chance next time to give a good handover, do that. It will pay back. And also, I hope it will then copy, so that that person who gets a good handover will do also a good handover when it's time to do that again. All right. Just a reminder at this point, if you have anything in mind that you want to question, that you want to ask, you can write it to the chat already now, so we can come back to it then at the end. Cool. And then bridging the gap in your community. Yes, now I'm coming more to this situation in the world now. So while we are facing now the biggest challenges in our lifetime. The coronavirus, COVID-19, causing, of course, health problems, but also like indirectly having lots of negative impact in closing local businesses, putting entrepreneurs and many workplaces to a very tough situation. Also, then we have the risk groups, old people, people with other illnesses. And in some countries, this is already the situation every day, that they have to just stay at their homes. They cannot leave. We as JCI members, whiteboard for you. So be ready to write here some of your ideas. You can also use a chat if you want, but especially ideas you can put to the whiteboard. So if you have now the pen, you can, when you click the pen picture in your bar there, down there, you can change that pen to T as text. Now, really nice to see. There's some things coming up. Be brave. Whatever idea. And actually, I know that quite many local or national organizations have already started actions towards finding solutions to help, at least in some point of view, in their community. And we can also take that here, what is already happening. Good comments coming up. Now, I think some of these texts are going too long on the right. If possible, to maybe cut the text to 2 lines or move it a little bit left. I think you still can do that for your own texts. Good. To get the whole message so that we all can see it. Good. Just keep the ideas coming up. Then we go on. Good, there is text coming up. Yes. I'm actually looking for one more picture to show to you to add here. And now I noticed that I was muted for a second. Cool, we have a lot of text now here. And still something coming, yes. Last minute, and then we move on. Is somebody now writing something that we cannot yet see? The red text at the end, I don't see the second row. If the writer of that could make the text connect with each other's thanks to webconf, blah, blah, blah. I don't know what's on the second line, if you can make that visible for the whiteboard. But I like these ideas. Yes, we can reach out more people through social media and keep the community connected. Indeed. Rethink about our social and economic models. Indeed, need to think outside the box for sharing. Create new groups for sharing informations. Yes, I think that the correct information about COVID-19 available to community members, safety measures, emergency contacts, etc. Yes, get very good in organizing webinars and online courses. As I told at the beginning, yes, also me learning to use Click Meeting. It has happened only because of this situation. Help local community with seeing new possibilities, not limitations. Share meaningful information that can inspire for digital action. Yes, indeed. Very good ideas, and I hope that you will remember these ideas. I will again put this whiteboard. I will download it so that we share it on the Facebook event later on. And we have also one, oh yeah, now we have the comment in the chat as a whole to web conference tools. So coffee time, wine time, just to let people who are alone to speak. really important. And I hope that also you will remember to call to your parents, to your grandparents, to other relatives and friends, especially those ones who might not get the phone call otherwise that day at all. So that would be my personal challenge to all of you. Cool. Thank you. So now we have those and we can move on. Well, so I'd like to market now communication, working from the international level to all of you. So in JCI Europe, we have some vice presidents and European Development Council counselors who have put a workshop together, and they will have a panel discussion now next Tuesday. So now it's Sunday night, after 2 nights, Tuesday at 7 o'clock, 7 to 10 Central European time. So the same time zone where we in Sweden now are, and I don't know where you are. I will get the statistics later on for all of you, then I will share them with you. And you will also get this link to the Facebook event, so I can recommend you to join that session to put also these ideas on and to hear what is already happening in Europe and what could be the next steps also for you. And then, oh yeah, I think I might be able to put that link also directly here. Just 1 second. Let's see how it works. Great. So there you have it. And then I want to show you something that I just found. If I get it up, because I just found some extra picture that I wanted to show to you. It's uploading. Now you could have kind of like a elevator music while we are waiting for the slide to come up. But at least you can now check the Facebook event for Tuesday's session while waiting. Okay, here we have it. We have fantastic JCI headquarters staff who are working with creating marketing materials also for this worldwide situation now, how to share the correct information and, for example, stay home, stay safe, kind of pictures that we can use in social media and so on. The Trello, these are all materials free to use for you as JCI members. This link I will also put later on so that you can have a direct click to that resource kit. I would say really good place to find good information fast. And since we don't have so much questions here now on the session there, so I will share one bonus material here since we still have a couple of minutes time. So take a look at this picture. is describing the result of JCI. So this happy face here in the start is a new member in JCI. Joining JCI with not knowing everything, not being so very skilled in all the skills that one can have in that person's life. And that's why joining JCI to develop himself or herself. As like Jenni was 25-year-old girl when I joined JCI. Well then, after getting involved with JCI, saying yes to different projects and new things coming up, being voluntarily and actively participating in JCI events, trainings, projects, being in the board positions, being a candidate and wanting to do what there was to be done, and gaining new skills, becoming a better public speaker, learning how to use electronic online meeting applications. And at some point there comes this magical point, the pink pillar over here, when that JCI member becomes 40 years old. The time when we graduate JCI, when it's time to leave this organization behind, of course, the friendships, they will stay. And the skills, the things that you learned in JCI, they will stay. And I would say that the result of JCI is the situation, what happens after you leave JCI. Where do you really can use all that knowledge, the skills that you learned as a member? That is what is a result of JCI and the meaning of the whole idea why we are JCI members now. So also when bridging the gap, when we go back to the very first, the official declaration of the JCI theme for 2020, bridging the gap between now and our goals. The situation when joining JCI, what happens after JCI. Bridging the gap there, take the most out of it, the time when you are a JCI member, those years. The 40 years will come someday. For me, I still have like 2 years to go, and I'm really wanting to take the most out of it. So I want to still learn new things and develop myself as a leader, as a member, as a person. And I want to give this message to you, and I hope that somebody over there make the positive change, empower young people there on the way. So that would be my messages to give out today. And there was, I think we still don't have any more questions there. So then it's time to just say thank you for my part. And as JCI Vice President, always at your service. So whatever comes during this year, if you have a challenge or something that you want to bridge the gap with, so I'm there for you. Feel free to contact me. And now I see some thumbs coming up. I'd like to have the final feelings there in the status of your thumbs up or down. Did you enjoy the session? I don't have any more surveys there, but give it just here. Yes, this recorded version of this session will be tomorrow available for you and for those who couldn't attend tonight. So we will put it online back to the same Facebook event. So there on that wall, I will post the link when I got the file uploaded again. And then let's see. Tomorrow, not tomorrow, but on Tuesday, I hope to meet many of you then on the session that is held by JCI Europe, both Board of JCI Europe Vice Presidents and EDC Councillors. And then let's see, next sessions from my part also, there's something time to it. And thanks also, I want to mention Mohammed for being ready to help with the questions. But this time we didn't have so many questions, so you got it easy. Well done, we got all the questions sorted. Yes, cool. But now it's time to move on. Here it's already 10 o'clock in the evening, so it's time for me to also go brush my teeth. It is my third online JCI session today, fourth online JCI event for today. So it's really hectic and effective days nowadays when we can have this opportunity to use online materials and online ways to connect with each other. But thank you very much, and hope to meet you also live in the next events when they are possible again. So thank you and bye-bye. Enjoy your evening.